Hey, welcome to the Empowered and Free podcast. My name is Erin Kimbrell, and I'm a counselor, certified life coach, breathwork coach, and small town mom of two. I know firsthand what it feels like to live with high functioning anxiety. For most of my life, I had so much mental mess, anxiety, people pleasing, perfectionism, overthinking, constant worrying, and never feeling good enough. On my decade-long journey to feeling better, I've learned how to take back my life from high-functioning anxiety and helped others to do the same through my coaching and breathwork programs. Now I want to share everything I know with you. This podcast will help you feel empowered over your high-functioning anxiety and free to finally live the life of your dreams. Now, grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and dive into the episode. I'm Erin Kimbrell, and this is the Empowered and Free podcast. Hey, friend, welcome back to the podcast. But again, more importantly, welcome back to the 12 Days of Mental Wellness series. We know the holidays can be a super stressful, overwhelming, anxiety-provoking time, and I don't want that for you. I want you to feel better. I want you to feel lighter. I want you to, dare I say, enjoy the holiday season. Crazy thought, right? So for 12 days, December 1st through December 12th, I'm going to be sharing quick, actionable tips, meaning you can leave this podcast today, try this new tip, and it will help you feel lighter. Let's get into today's tip. Today's tip for the third day of mental wellness is to pick 3. And here is what I mean by that. Those of us who struggle with high functioning anxiety, our minds don't stop. I don't know about you, but it could be midnight and my mind is just like running through my to-do list and what have I forgotten and what did I not add and what did I need to do tomorrow? And it's just a lot. So it gets very overwhelming really fast because we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do everything, to do it well, to check all the little boxes. And if you are like me, sometimes I get into the trap of trying to keep it all in my head. I also hate, loathe, despise entirely forgetting things. And when I demand that my little brain, or hopefully my big brain, remembers every single thing that I need to do on top of running a million miles a minute, that is just impossible. Like that is setting myself up for failure. So as a result of this, over the years, probably even as young as like elementary, I learned that lists are my best friend. Lists help get everything out of my head and down onto paper so that I don't have to keep it in my brain anymore because my brain, she's a busy girl. She's got a lot going on. So creating a to-do list really helps you clear out your mind. And here's my favorite thing about it. It gives me a little sense of control. Instead of having the crazy busy mind going on, I have control over what is getting done. I can take that list, I can prioritize it. I can say, this is what's most important. This can wait, right? We walked through that on episode 42. If you did the Overcome Overwhelm 4D blueprint, we talked about exactly how to do that, how to kind of prioritize what is most important. And here is the next step of the to-do list. This is where the pick 3 comes in. With your to-do list, maybe you love a to-do list just like me, but who else is guilty of making a to-do list a mile long and then not getting the whole list done and then beating yourself up because you didn't get the whole list done when it wasn't even realistic in the first place? Guilty. You can't see, but I have both of my hands raised over here. I have definitely fallen in this boat more times than I can count. It's something I have to watch myself do weekly, I would say, because again, I love a to-do list. I love getting it down, but I will put the pressure on myself to get it all done. And that is just impossible. Again, setting yourself up for failure. There's no way that in 24 hours we can get every single thing done on that to-do list. I know you guys struggle with this too, because we kind of chat back and forth in Instagram DMs. When I share my struggle, you say you get it and you do the same thing. So pick 3 is taking that to-do list and choosing 3 top priorities for the day. I can't take credit for this idea. My journal, my favorite journal that I use in the morning, I talked about this in the episode where I shared my morning routine for less anxiety. I talked about this journal that I just love. I've linked this in my Amazon storefront. I can put the link here below in the show notes for you so that you can check it out. But in this journal, that's exactly what it says. It says, what are your priorities for the day? I can't even remember if it says top 3 or if that's something that I've seen in another journal, But this is something that I've stuck with for years and years and years, choosing the top three. And what I love about the journal is then it says in the next section, it says like, and what can you let go of? Like, what is not a priority today? What are you going to kind of put off essentially? And it's really cool to do that in the mornings and see, okay, these are my top priorities. These three things, this is what I'm getting done today. And the rest can wait because nobody has time to do 150 items on a to-do list. We are not robots. We are humans. We need breaks. We've got a lot going on. So choose your top three priorities. And when you do this, not only writing the to-do list, that helps you kind of clear your mind, but choosing those top three, that is where I said that kind of feeling of control of like, okay, there's only three things on the list. I can totally do three things. Like, I've got this. And the cool thing happens is once we do those three things, we have a sense of accomplishment. We have a little bit of like patting ourselves on the back and like, wow, look at me. Like I did my list versus the feeling that I was talking about earlier, where we're totally trash talking ourselves, beating ourselves up, wondering why we didn't do enough and why we're not good enough and why we're a failure at life. And my friend, none of that is true. Okay. So pick your three, clear your mind, and take control of your to-do list to help you stress less. I promise it will help. I hope today's tip was helpful. As always, share this episode with somebody who might need just a little bit of extra help this holiday season. Okay. And again, be on the lookout a little bit later in this month of December. I'm going to share something that you do not want to miss that will be the thing that propels you into 2025 being the best year with your mental health. Mark my words, it will happen. All right, friend, I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Have an amazing day. Bye. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. You don't know how much it means to me. If you'd like more behind the scenes content, inspiration, and daily reminders that encourage and uplift you, follow me on Instagram at HeyErinKimbrel and send me a DM to say hey. If any of the episodes have been super helpful for you, please consider leaving me a review on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen. It helps me so incredibly much, and it allows the podcast to be seen by other people who need it. If you want to learn more from me, head to erinkimbrel.com. That's where you'll find all my free resources, read the podcast show notes, and learn more information about my online coaching and breathwork programs that help you create the life you want. If you want to keep the conversation going from today's episode, join us in our exclusive podcast Facebook community, Empowered and Free Help for High Functioning Anxiety. I'm here for you, and I'm always cheering you on. I'll see you next time. I'm Erin Kimbrel, and this is the Empowered and Free podcast.